So let's take a look at these tests side by side. You can right click on a tab and you can say new vertical tab group. And that's going to split up each of the files into their own separate window. So now we're comparing each file with a valid login and an invalid login. Take a look over here, guys. For some of you that may be familiar with this concept, it kind of looks like a keyword-driven framework, doesn't it, right? Check it out. Create driver, go to URL, find element. This actually would probably just be combined into one keyword that says send keys, another send keys method, a click on button method, and then another get element method, and then get element logged in header, right? And that is your test. This is like the keyword driven framework minus that disgusting, annoying spreadsheet, right? You guys see that? How all we have to do is just wrap this in a keyword or this in a keyword and just change this, and now we have our keyword driven framework. Well, yes, it's like that. But do you guys know the problem of the keyword driven framework and why I hate it so much and why you guys should never do it? I actually used to do it in the past, by the way, so I'm not hating on the keyword driven framework just because I have some bias against it. I am against the keyword driven framework because over time I have developed an understanding of why it is so hard to use and maintain. Therefore, I'm trying to teach you guys that. So anyways, imagine where possible changes can occur, and they can occur in any number of places. First, they can occur in the URL, where the URL of the page can change, and it will change because in your work environment, you're not going to have just https www.qtptutorial.net. You also may have staging.qtptutorial.net. You may have dev.qtptutorial.net. You may have test. You may have implementation, whatever your environments are called. This is not going to be a static URL. The other things that may change is this ID. It should not, but it may. Also, this username can change, right? So if it changes, what are you going to do? These IDs can change. This ID of the button can change. And even this XPath can change right here as well. And I guarantee you guys 100% that things in your applications will change from time to time. URLs, definitely. Elements, sometimes. If you're constantly upgrading your application, you're going to have those changes. So what's going to happen when those changes occur? Well, right now, as it stands, I would have to go to 2 different tests and update the URLs, any identifiers that we used, and any strings that we passed in. That's 2 tests. We're supposed to have 4, right? We're supposed to code 4 very quickly. But imagine if you had hundreds, thousands. Some companies have tens of thousands of tests. You would have to go to every single place and update that string to match your needs. Otherwise, all of your tests are going to be failing. Does that make sense to you guys, right? If our new URL is not wp-login anymore, but let's say it's just login. Now we have to go to every single place and update that URL. Otherwise, the tests will fail. And that is not a good practice. It makes tests very hard to maintain and very brittle. And it's a nightmare for anyone trying to fix those tests to actually make them work. And so we arrive at a great principle, a good practice to do when doing any kind of coding.